what do people do when their children are in school, they're in kindergarten, but then they have the summers off?
I can't think about it yet. I'm in complete denial. All right, well, welcome to another episode of Bleep the Budget. I am your host, Senior Community Relations Specialist of Forefront Credit Union, Meghan McDonald. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have done an episode in the past with our friend Jenna. She came on the show and we talked about baby's first year expenses and all that it takes to raise a baby within the first year financially. But I am here to tell you, as the mother of a soon-to-be 18-month-old kiddo, those expenses do not go away after baby's first year. If anything, they grow. So we're going to talk about some of those financial realities of just having kiddos in general and how we get through them. How, as a parent, your relationship with money changes completely. Of course, in a completely non-judgmental way. Here to help us do that today is Rebecca Clark. She is a soon-to-be mom of two. And you already have one kiddo, right, Rebecca?
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's an 18-month-old too.
Okay, so we are totally on the same page. I didn't realize that. That is awesome. Rebecca, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on. Tell us a little bit about you and your family.
Yeah, so, mom of soon-to-be two. Have my husband. We moved here to Traverse City in 2019 and, got married, did the whole thing, started a family. And, I work at the Mitten Group as marketing. My husband works at Cherry Republic. So we're both, full-time employed parents. Just living life in Northern Michigan.
Okay. And you guys live in the Traverse City area, you said. So we all know how that is, first and foremost, living in Traverse City. It's amazing, but, it gets a little expensive sometimes.
Yes, it does. Yeah. We love to take advantage of downtown, of food, of wineries, breweries, all of that. But, I definitely noticed that as parents, not only are you struggling to find babysitters, one, because of time and availability, but also price.
Oh,
and, you kind of forego that, that lifestyle that you had at one point in time of being able to go downtown and spend your money. And, we didn't have to worry about daycare or paying for a child when we go out to eat. And now it totally changes the game of the lifestyle that you have when you want to go downtown and enjoy Traverse City for what it is.
Oh, completely. It changes it in the sense of going downtown without your kiddo, if you want to do that, or if you want to bring them. It's exactly. A totally different ballgame.
Yeah.
So tell us, what did you think that parenthood would cost before you became a parent?
Well, I knew that everybody said you're never financially ready to have a kid. Mm-hmm. That was always what I had heard. And I'm like, okay, well, but yes. And I think that you can be at a point where you're financially stable enough, you feel like you can bring life into the world. Mm-hmm. Because I think there are some moments I look back on my life where I can't even imagine bringing a child into the world with where we were financially. So, I had an idea that it was going to be expensive. Mm-hmm. I just didn't realize that all the little things start to add up. Mm-hmm. You hear about daycare, you hear about, if you need formula or diapers, everything's so expensive, but you don't realize how much that compounds and how much you have to cut back on your own lifestyle, your priorities shift.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when my husband and I were just starting that conversation about having kids, and, I'm talking to my parents about it. Parents are like, when are you guys going to try? And I don't know. I don't know if we're there yet. And my dad said, he's like, what you just said, you are never financially ready. He's like, you just end up making it work, and somehow it all just happens. Mm-hmm. And then you realize one day all this money that you were spending on other things is now going to your kid, and you're like, wait, what?
Yep.
It's totally just a mind shift. It's crazy.
Yeah, my husband and I were talking about it just the other night, actually, and I was like, I haven't purchased anything for myself, just like a frivolous purchase, whether it's clothes, shoes, just something nice to have. I have not done that in at least 6 months, if not more.
Yeah.
And you really start to realize, my Amazon purchases are stacking up. My other bills are stacking up. What is it going to? Mm-hmm. Not me, but it's going to just the day-to-day living, the cleaning supplies, the baby supplies, the toddler supplies, all of it.
Yeah. I bought myself a new book last week, and I was like, can I do this? Can I buy a book?
$10? Can I spend $10?
This is for me. This is not for my child. This is not for our house. This is for me. I just want this book.
Yep.
And yeah, it was like $9.99 on Amazon. So,
Yep.
Well, let me ask you this. Were any of the assumptions that you made completely wrong? Or would you say they were more spot on?
Oh, I would say I was shocked at the hospital bill.
Okay.
That was the biggest assumption that I was like, oh, okay, my insurance will cover most of it. And I mean, we came out, insurance did cover quite a bit, but I mean, it was about, I think 10 to 12 grand just this after insurance.
Okay.
So
after insurance?
After insurance. Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep. And we had, unfortunately, we had our little one stay in the NICU for a while. It was a couple days, but our insurance isn't fantastic. It wasn't fantastic. So that's something that we really looked into this time around because my husband's employer offered some other plans. So we really kind of compared the two plans that we had and said, which one would be better for the most complicated birth that we had, and just kind of plan for the worst and hope for the best.
Yep.
And because it's a qualifying life event, if we needed to change to the other plan that, you know, if the birth wasn't as complicated this time around, we could change to that other plan and not have any issues.
Sure.
You know, so that was something that nobody really ever talked about, was the different types of insurance and what they cover if you have an uncomplicated birth versus a complicated one.
Right. That is, insurance is such a tough thing because it varies so much for people. I can say that the way our insurance is, and it just, I carry the insurance with Forefront. I was actually not shocked at the hospital bill, and I felt really pleasantly surprised by it. I mean, I remember getting the letter and opening it, and I'm scared. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this. But there are so many people on your side. Can I ask, how long has it taken you guys to pay that off? Is it even paid off yet?
It is paid off, thankfully. We were, you know, very conscious of the fact that I think we knew our insurance wasn't fantastic at the time, so we had been planning, and we had money in savings. We definitely did not pay it all in one lump sum. I will tell you that.
How could you?
Yeah, and it's insane because, you know, you hear all these stories on the internet. Oh, if you ask for the discount, they'll give you 10% off, or if you pay it in full, they'll give you 10% off. That wasn't the case. I called Munson and said, "Hey, is this true?" And they were like, "No, we don't have that." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I don't know if the person I talked to was misinformed. If I was misinformed, I don't know, but we ended up paying it off just because we had money in savings, but now we have very little money in savings because of that.
Oh, yeah. My friends and I talk about that all the time, how saving when you have a kid, especially in, I think, those first few years, it's just, we don't save.
No.
It's just non-existent on my end, at least. So anything else that you can think of that completely baffled you this last year and a half about having a kid and expenses?
I mean, daycare is insane.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I heard that it was insane, but, like, it's actually insane. It's twice my mortgage.
Yeah. That is
crazy.
insane.
For full-time daycare.
Yeah.
Twice my mortgage.
Yes. Can we ask, what are you paying in daycare?
So we actually switched. We found something a little bit cheaper.
Okay.
So right now, well, and this is something I actually wanted to talk about as far as programs to look into for daycare.
Yeah.
We were paying, I think it was $425 a week is what it broke down to. Now I think we're down to $310 a week.
Oh, okay.
So that was fantastic when we switched.
Yeah.
One thing that was really cool that I would encourage everybody to look into to see if their employer offers it is called the Michigan Tri-Share program.
Okay.
My husband's company just offered it. Only certain counties qualify. He works for Terry Republic, as I mentioned, and they actually offer this program as it's an incentive to, you know, recruitment and retention for companies. But because they're based in Leelanau County, they were a county that qualified for it. And if you, the company will actually offer to pay 33% of your daycare costs. And if you meet the income requirement for your family, the state will actually pay an additional 33% of your daycare cost.
Oh my God.
So now that income level, I don't know exactly the details of it, but the income level obviously will change whether you're a family of 3 or a family of 4.
Sure.
Right now, we don't hit that level. I think when we have this baby, we will hit the income level. So then we'll just reapply for that and see if we'll be able to get the qualification from the state. But that's going to be a tremendous change on our expenses because I mean, the fact that the company is already paying 33% and we were able to find a lower cost of daycare somewhere else, I mean, that completely changed the trajectory of how we were able to view our finances.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's incredible. I feel like it's this constant conversation, working full time and childcare. We need childcare, and I love working. I love waking up and going to work. It's wonderful. It feels fulfilling. But yeah, sometimes you do sit back and you're like, what am I paying for? Mm-hmm. It's so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough because there was a point where when we were calculating, when we found out we were pregnant for the second time, we were calculating daycare costs. And we were looking at my salary and going, it doesn't make sense at my salary right now for me to go back to work and put 2 children in childcare.
Yep.
Because I was either breaking even or just barely bringing in more than our daycare cost would be with 2 children in full-time childcare.
Yeah.
For somebody else to raise my babies. Mm-hmm. So that was what I struggled with. And I'm the same as you. I love my job. I love the people I work with. I love my office environment. Like it's going to take a lot for me to go anywhere else if that were the case. I mean, I would never.
Yeah.
That's how much I love my job.
Mm-hmm.
But it came to the point where I said, that doesn't make sense. I mean, I love my family more. Love my job. But,
as you should. As you should. That's important.
Yeah. So it was kind of that tough conversation of what are we going to do? So then having to go back to your employer and talking to them and saying, hey, here's the deal. Like, this is what I need to pay in daycare costs, and this is what I'm bringing home. I'm breaking even. Why would I do that for somebody else to raise my child?
Right.
My children.
Hard. Yeah. And I'm sure I love our daycare. Our daycare is so amazing, and I feel so good. If it can't be me with her every day, I feel so good that it is who it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, in a perfect world, I want to be with my kiddo,
right,
if I can. But it's not the world we live in. So
no,
but I do. But yeah, and you love waking up and going to your job. That's a great thing. So never ending cycle. Has becoming a parent changed the way that you think about money now, would you say?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because not only are you thinking about the day-to-day expenses, but you're thinking, well, to be honest, I'm thinking, thank God I don't have girls and I don't have to pay for a wedding.
I have a girl.
Yeah. So start saving. Saving. We have 2 boys and we plan on being done after this. But thinking about things like, okay, I started a 529 account for them, so a college account. And thinking about how else am I going to be able to save money for them if they don't go to college? What is that going to look like? How are they going to receive those funds? Outside of after daycare, I don't have to pay for daycare, but then I'm going to probably have to pay for some type of travel sports. And so like thinking long term, I think that's always been a struggle for me is, I've always thought about myself and I know I need to put money into retirement, but now I have humans to take care of and provide for and make sure that they're taken care of long after, they're able to figure it out on themselves, for themselves. So I think that's been the biggest change is it's no longer me. It's no longer my husband. It's them too. I'm trying to set them up for success because unfortunately this economy that we're in and the housing market, I work in the real estate industry. So looking at those type of things, I'm just trying to figure out now how I can set them up for success when it's easier for me. So then they're better off when they're a little bit older.
Tell us a little bit about the 529 account. How did you find out information on that, and like what are you doing with it exactly?
So I actually started in my past life. I was in the financial industry. I worked for Merrill Lynch, and my sister is a financial advisor. So I would.
It's an amazing resource to have.
Oh my gosh, you're telling me, yeah. And there is still so much that I don't know. So I lean on her a lot for it. So she suggested these 529 accounts, and it's essentially. We just contribute to it. Family can contribute to it. We are actually sitting down and reevaluating our finances. We try to do that twice a year where we do just like a full breakdown, at the beginning of the year and then about halfway through the year, we do a full breakdown and see how we can invest monthly into their accounts. And then we also have family members who contribute. So you can set it up to where either they pay you or you can have an automatic withdrawal set up to go right into their account. And my sister, for example, instead of getting our kids gifts, she will get just a small gift and then contribute to the 529.
That's great.
Which I love because kids don't need a ton of toys, and then especially hand-me-downs too. Sure. I'd rather you invest in them so they feel success later on.
Right.
They're going to play with this toy for 10 minutes and forget about it.
Sure.
So, yeah, I know there's other accounts out there, but the 529 we felt was the best for us. I don't know enough about it because, again, I kind of rely on my sister for that. I'm not the expert, but it is something worth looking into, is just any type of child investment account.
Can I ask, like, your two full-time parents living in Traverse City, what was that monthly amount that felt comfortable to you guys that you guys decided to start investing into it?
Yeah, we looked at it and said, okay, we actually looked at the cost of what a year's tuition is at an in-state college, and it was about $25,000.
Yep.
So we figured if we put in around $100 a month,
okay,
maybe $150 here and there, or even like a bigger one around Christmas time, but $100 a month is about what we came out to.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's going to add up substantially for when they're ready for that. So that's awesome. Good for you guys. You are ahead of the game with a lot of us, I would say, because I haven't even gotten there yet. So now I'm like, okay, I need to do this. Make a mental note. How about your financial priorities? Have they shifted, would you say then?
Yes, they have. We, like I said, we were just talking about this, and we're looking on ways that we can cut back in our lifestyle to, I guess, set them up for success. One of them is being consistently contributing to that 529. That's not something we were doing before. It was just here or there when we thought about it. If we had a bonus or something, we would put it into. So I would say, as far as that goes, my priorities are no longer on me. They're on my kids.
Yep.
And everything I can do to set them up for success. And I was even thinking, like, we were fortunate enough to purchase a home in 2020 when the market was still not absolutely crazy. And we were a little picky in the beginning, but I'm so happy we were, because we could live in this house. We could retire in this house.
Okay, that's great.
Which is unfortunate, because I'm like, man, a bigger house would be so nice. I would love that for hosting. And then I think about it, I'm like, but if we did that, we wouldn't be able to, take our kids on a vacation, or we wouldn't be able to invest as much as we want for their future.
Yeah.
So it changes that perspective a little bit. Like, a priority for me eventually would have been, hey, use the equity I have in my home to buy a house, a bigger house, my dream home, or build. But that has completely shifted.
Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned earlier in the show that you haven't done anything or purchased anything, a big purchase for yourself in like at least 6 months. What is something prior to you having kids that you enjoyed spending money on every now and then, or, often? And be honest with us. Do you miss that? I
definitely miss spending money on myself, for sure. For sure. A lot of it was like clothes or new outfits or shoes, or even just like fun little, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but like a laptop cover,
sure,
fun, just or a new phone case.
It's probably nothing you need.
Yeah, exactly.
But you want it.
Yes.
And it was just you. So you had the ability to do it.
Yes. Or like accessories, and I'm not even big on like clothing or anything like that. I don't buy name brand stuff. I never have.
Yeah.
But it was just the fact that I kind of felt like my wardrobe was, lacking, or I didn't, I was over all the things that I was wearing, and I didn't buy anything because I didn't need to. And that was the biggest thing, is I never needed to, so I didn't.
Yes.
And so that's the biggest difference, is before I didn't need to, but I could, and so I did.
Yes.
And now I don't.
Yes. Same thing for me. I used to, I don't know, once a month, every other month, I would just take like a Saturday or Sunday, and I would have no goal. I would just go to Home Goods or TJ Maxx, and I loved just kind of wandering, and this is pretty, this is cute, and do I need this new glass oil dispenser for my olive oil at home? No, but I kind of want it. And it's $5. Like, I can do this. Stuff like that.
Yep.
And I don't do that anymore.
Yep. One thing that actually comes to mind, I was thinking about the other night, I did my own nails. Okay. But I used to get my nails done every 2 weeks. And I used to go to this nail artist, and she was fantastic. She did this hand-painted art, and I always got compliments on my nails, and I always had them done. And I loved them, and they made me feel good.
Yeah.
But now I'm like,
they look great.
I have a gel kit at home. Thank you. I'm like, let me just paint them at home and fine.
Show the camera. Those are beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm not hiring. I'm not. This is not a service. At 10 o'clock at night when I have time.
It's a nice little money saver and a nice little treat for yourself.
Yeah.
Doing them at home. That is one thing that I slowly worked back into my routine. Probably 6 months postpartum, I would say. I do get my nails done, but I've stretched it to every 3 weeks. But that is my one thing. That is my TJ Maxx and my Home Goods. I get my nails done every few weeks. So it is something I have been able to work in, and I love it. So.
Yeah. And I think that's important too, is where you can try to find those times of the self-care where you can, and so I told myself, once this other baby comes, I'll probably start getting my nails done again on the bigger holidays. Right.
There you go.
So thought about it. Maybe if this baby isn't here yet, 4th of July.
Yeah.
Right. Get cute little 4th of July nails. That way my nails are done when the baby's here, because I know they care about that.
Yeah, they do. Totally. Especially when you're taking pictures with the baby and your hands are on the baby. You need the nails to look good.
Exactly.
Girl, I get it. What is something that you never thought that you would spend money on besides daycare, health insurance costs, medical bills, things like that now it's completely essential since having kids?
I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this.
It's okay. This is a judgment-free zone.
I will say, I do buy everything on Facebook Marketplace when I can.
Yes.
I bought a Wonderfold wagon.
Okay.
I still spent quite a pretty penny on it.
Okay.
And that was something that I definitely did not need or want, but felt just because other people... This is so bad.
It's okay.
Because other people had it, I was like, man, this is so nice. This is probably going to be great. I'm going to use it all the time. I haven't used it once.
Really? How long have you had it for?
I've had it for probably 4 months now.
Oh, well, yeah. It's northern Michigan. The weather just kind of got into that walking season. Mm-hmm. It's okay. Yeah. There's still plenty of time to use it.
Yeah. And I will say, I don't know if it's just my own personal thing, but I have a stroller for every occasion. And I think that was part of it, is I had an airport stroller that was good, just like the $10 Walmart stroller.
Yeah.
When we went traveling and we went, we went to the airport one time. Loved it. Fantastic. Recommend.
Yes.
But then, I got the Wonderfold because I'm thinking, well, we go to the beach a lot, and when we have the more kids, exactly. Yeah. When we've got more kids, we've got seats, and then my sister's kids can sit in here. And then I have a stroller just for everyday stuff, and then realized that I couldn't just have the single stroller, so I had to go to the double stroller. Mm-hmm. So then, but I needed the double stroller with the car seat to click in for when the baby was a newborn and all. So I think that was a little insane. I knew I needed a stroller.
Yeah.
I didn't know I needed 5 strollers.
I have 3, so I understand completely. One of mine is used and was gifted to us, which that's my husband dirt bike. So we go to races, and not every stroller can handle dirt bike track and grass and stuff. So I have that stroller. It's my dirt bike stroller. And then I have a travel stroller that I just bought before I went on vacation a couple months ago. And then I've got the stroller that I registered for and that we love. And that was the one I was using a ton before I got the travel stroller, because the travel stroller is now just so easy. Mm-hmm. But that other stroller will eventually become a double if we do have another kiddo. So I thought ahead for that. But yeah, I understand. Yeah. It's okay. Where do you think that you feel the financial squeeze the most as a parent?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be that the childcare costs, and I mean that's really what it comes down to is when you're not able to watch your baby, who's watching them.
Right.
So between childcare and between babysitters, and I'm also thinking, this is again going long term, what do people do when their children are in school, they're in kindergarten, but then they have the summers off?
I can't think about it yet. I'm in complete denial. I don't know what happened.
Truly. What do you do?
I don't know.
Because
do you have family up here?
No. Well, okay. So Brett's parents just moved up here, so that's good.
Okay.
My husband's parents. But they both work. They both work full time. Yeah. So what do we? And my mom's retired, but she lives 2.5 hours away.
Yeah.
So I know she can help on a couple days a week, but and the summer care programs up here I haven't looked into, but I feel like I need to start just because of how intense it was to get into childcare in the first place up here. Mm-hmm. So that is something I'm thinking, just like the cost of paying somebody else to take care of your child, and that's just outside of the availability of it.
Yeah. My parents actually had it easy because my dad was a teacher. So Dad just defaulted and he had us all summer, so they didn't have to deal with it. But I don't even know. I didn't even grow up understanding what other parents go through for that. So
yeah, same. I mean, my parents worked opposite shifts. My dad was a police officer, my mom was a nurse, and so my mom worked third shift. Yep. My dad worked during the day, and so it worked out perfectly. And I even asked her this yesterday. I said, "What did you do?" She was like, "Well, we had opposite schedules," which is also kind of, I mean, it works for the kid, but it's kind of sad for you too. So it's like now, you're sacrificing something somewhere.
Yeah. Is there anything that you would say that you pay for now to save time that you absolutely love?
Grocery pickup.
Oh my God. Jeff and I were just talking about it.
It is the best. I have a pickup today, actually.
So do I.
See? And this is another thing, saving money. I shop at Aldi, right? I love Aldi. Even if I had $1 million, I would still shop at Aldi.
That's
Aldi.
How
much I love it.
I wish there was Aldi on my side of town, because for me, it's easier to do the pickup with Meijer.
Yeah.
I live in Williamsburg.
Okay.
I can do Aldi. I can, but it's just that traffic shift of going all the way to Aldi. But yes.
Yes. So grocery pickup is one thing. The problem is I have to remember to do it. But when I do, not only do I save a bunch of time, but I also find myself spending around $50 to $75 less when I do my grocery pickup, because I can see what my bill is racking up, and then I go, you're walking up and down the aisles trying to figure out, that sounds good, or I'm hungry when I'm grocery shopping, which is never what you want to do. Mm-hmm. And so that has helped tremendously, and it's easier too because I pick up my son from daycare. Mm-hmm. And having to lug him out of the car to go get groceries and put him back in, and then he wants to grab everything and wants to get out of the cart, that truly, I think, is my number one mom hack. Please get, even if you have to pay for the $1.99 fee, or if you want to get an Instacart account, do that, because it saves you so much. It saves me money and time.
Agreed. Same thing here. I was going to say something far more simple, but I'm not. Yours is way, way better. So, and I agree. It is definitely a mom hack and a money and a time saver. So great job on that. Mm-hmm. This kind of goes with what we were talking about with the strollers and stuff. Would you say that it is more expensive to raise kids today opposed to when our parents were raising us?
I mean, I would like to think so. I think the problem is really social media and comparison culture.
Yes. Preach.
Yeah. Because back when we were kids, our kid, we were outside most of the time, just getting in the dirt, hanging around. Our parents were there, and we didn't need a whole lot to live. And They didn't have any, nobody really had any care in the world, or that's how it felt. And maybe because I was a kid, but yeah. But you see just the constant social media and this, and you need this stroller, you need this thing,
this toy.
Yes. And that's again, love my sister, and she's very smart about what she does, but she gets the toy from TikTok shop. Okay. It's the influential toy that she gets, which I think is great because she doesn't spend a ton of money on it.
Sure.
But you think about that, other people who are seeing that in front of them all the time, this, this toy, this item, this piece of clothing, this pacifier, astronomical amounts of money too. Right. But because it's being influenced, now we all need it.
Yes. And even the influencing stuff, and also the ads that I constantly see on social media too. Jess, our mutual friend, we were just talking about water tables last week, and I think they're adorable. And if you can get one, by all means get one. I think they're awesome. But her and I were comparing the cost about it, and we're like, gosh, they're so expensive. And then you start questioning, is your kid even going to like it, or are they going to play with it for 5 minutes and then walk away and never use it again? And you just dropped $80 to $100 on this thing. Mm-hmm. So I had to actually take a step back. I had one in my Amazon cart. I was ready to get it. And then I thought about it for a couple of days. I said, you know what? We have a kiddie pool. Why don't I just go to the dollar store, get a couple of basic things, throw it in the pool, and see how she plays with that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It worked.
It's perfect.
She played with it for like 45 minutes in one sitting. And I'm like, yep. And we didn't need to buy the $100 water table.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you bring that up because mine plays in the dog bowl. So
yes.
So it's dual purpose.
Perfect water table. I love it. We are managing to keep ours away from the dog bowl for now, but I know it's only going to be so long before that happens, I'm sure. But yeah, it's so hard. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure on parents today to, like you said, get the latest and the greatest. And I'm sure our parents were influenced by their friend circle and, their family members, or they're getting this diaper bag or they're getting this stuff, so they should get it. But I just feel like it's just intense today. It is.
And I think right now it doesn't matter so much for the kid, right? It matters more for us as parents. But then again, thinking long term, when my child is older, am I going to be able to shop at Sam's Club for his clothes? Because Sam's Club is also another great place to find cheap clothes.
Costco for me. Yes. Just had that actually happen a couple weeks ago. I had all these cute summer clothes for our daughter and quickly realized our daycare, I love, they're outside constantly, but she comes home filthy and I'm happy about it. I'm not mad about it at all. I love it because she's busy and she's tired at the end of the day and that's what I want.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, we can't send you to daycare in these cute little clothes now. I need to go get not cute clothes, like athletic clothes. And Costco showed up.
Oh, yeah.
They had Adidas and like just these cute little gym sets. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. And we buy a lot of our stuff secondhand too, at Once Upon a Child or, that's mainly where we go, or get hand-me-downs from friends and stuff. And, but you think about it, they're in these clothes for such a short amount of time. Why spend an arm and a leg?
Exactly.
You want them to look cute. And I'm like, oh, okay, but only for special occasions.
Exactly. And then I struggle. We don't ever have special occasions because we don't do anything because we have a toddler.
Exactly. It's a catch-22.
So then the clothes never get worn anyway. Anyway, though, what is the next financial stage of parenting that feels intimidating to you?
The one that's more impending is doubling everything. Doubling all my expenses.
Sure.
A lot of it, we're having the hand-me-downs in again, very thankful that we're having another boy, so we don't have to buy any more clothes. But the other thing that comes with having boys is double groceries when when that comes time. And I'm just thinking like in the fact that we're doubling daycare, the fact that we're doubling. I was able to nurse for a while, breastfeed for a while, but I ended up having to supplement with formula towards the end.
Yep.
And so, you have food and formula now. And I think just that part of it. And also the unfortunate part, we had boys, but they're born in 2 different seasons. So one was born in November, one will be born in July. So a lot of the clothes don't actually overlap.
Right. Yeah. The newborn clothes will be too warm for this one. Okay.
So I think that's the most immediate that's the most immediate one that I'm thinking of right now is just that it's probably not going to literally double, but it's going to be close.
Yeah.
Just you have 2 of everything now.
Yeah. That is hard. For me, and maybe I'm thinking maybe too far ahead, but it's because we don't have a second one on the way yet. I'm concerned about activities. I grew up doing all kinds of activities. My parents wanted us to try anything we wanted. I took music lessons. I tried basketball, I tried softball, I tried volleyball, and swimming. And I'm just like, I feel like kids' activities are a lot different now, and they're more expensive and they're more intense. And I'm like, I'm worried about money and time for all that stuff because I want our kids to do all that. I want them to do anything they want.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm the same way. My parents said, do whatever you want. You have to commit to that thing for the full time frame.
Yep.
But after that, if you don't like it, try something else.
Yep.
And I'm hearing people around me who have kids who are a little bit older who are in soccer and they're in t-ball and they're in basketball, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's going to be my life. And my sister's kids are a little bit older. They're kind of in that preteen phase, and she has 4 kids total, but 3 of them are all in that preteen phase of. She's balanced. She had sports 3 to 4 times a week, and it was different days of the week, and it's hours, you're spending an hour after work doing this thing. When do you have time to eat? And then my husband talks about it. He's one of 5. They had a bunch of, everybody was involved in some type of sporting event, and they just had to stop through the drive-through on the way.
Yep.
And so then that's another expense you think of. It's like, well, I used to have home-cooked meals and I could make my dollar stretch a little bit more. But when you have less time, you need convenience somewhere else.
Yeah.
So then you're swinging through the drive-through to try to grab some, quick meal before practice or before the game.
Yep.
So it is, that's another thing I'm concerned about too.
We'll get there. We're not going to think about it today, right?
No, I have more immediate concerns.
Yeah, agreed. As you should, yes. Rebecca, this is part of the segment that we do. It's called Money Minute. I don't know if you've watched any of the shows before, but I'm just going to ask you a couple of quick hitting questions. You answer as quickly and honestly as you possibly can.
Ooh,
Are you ready?
I think so. I'm already sweating. So.
Don't sweat. It's fair. It's low key. Okay. New or secondhand?
Secondhand.
One purchase that was worth every penny.
This is probably going to be controversial. The Owlet sock, the heart monitor sock.
Okay. That is something that is worth every penny.
I think so.
Okay.
For my peace of mind, yeah.
Okay. Love that. One thing that parents should stop buying.
Toys. just get the box.
Agreed. Yes. The box, the dog bowl.
Yes.
That's all they need.
Find a multi-purpose item.
Yeah. One thing parents that you think should budget for.
College.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Back to that 529 account you were talking about. Mm-hmm. Biggest waste of money you've ever bought your kid.
I hate to admit this, but that nugget couch, I thought that was going to be so awesome. And he loved it from at about 6 months to 8 months when he started to crawl. But after that, hasn't used it.
And the
Kinda
nugget
hates it.
The nugget couch is that
it's that it actually wasn't Nugget brand, but it's that modular couch. So it comes in a bunch of different pieces, and you can do forts out of it.
Oh,
used it for probably 2 months, and not a ton. I thought as a toddler he would be climbing all over that thing. Some people love it, but for him, nope, didn't care.
Bummer.
Yeah.
I've had friends that have those, but no, not for you guys.
Nope.
Okay, that's a good one. Last question for you: if you could go back and give pre-kid you a piece of financial advice, what would it be?
I would say stick to a budget, because I was very, not frivolous. Like I said, I didn't ever spend anything on name brand, but I would always try to set a budget, and I would never actually stick to it. Okay. And I think that was the difference between having a debit card and a credit card, right? Credit card, you just swipe, it's fine. And I can pay it off. Mm-hmm. But a debit card, you could actually see that money dwindling down. You're like, okay, I actually have no more money to spend. Mm-hmm. And it's not that I didn't have the money, but what I found is that not sticking to an actual budget, there were opportunities where I could have saved more, and maybe set myself up for success or had a bigger savings going into having kids. That I think that a few sacrifices here and there when I had the time and the ability to, I wish I would have done that a little bit more. I wish I would have been a little more strict with that.
Okay. It's a great piece of advice.
Yeah.
Well, Rebecca, thank you so much for coming on the show. And I just want to tell you, because I don't feel like parents and moms get told this enough, but you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And you're going to continue to do an amazing job.
Thank you.
I know this is going to be a big next step, having another little one in just such a short time, but you're going to be amazing. Well, you already are.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you again for coming on the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Bleep the Budget. Catch us anywhere you like to watch or listen to your podcasts.